Konnichiwa. That means half-mast. Okay, here we go. I see a video. Everybody's showing it on television about the black cop that helps the poor white KKK sponsorer off to the side because he was very sick. Wow. You know, I wish white cops were that way. You know what I plan on doing? I already have all the tools in place and everything else. I'm going to get that black cop and I'm going to get a white cop. I'm going to make them stay together for 2 months. First, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring them to a Black Panther rally. What we'll do is collect donations in order to bring food to various places on the earth that the Black Panther Party brings food to. Are you kidding me, man? Then we'll go down to the White American College Fund and we'll give them a lot of money. And they'll give us a lot of money. Then I'll go to the Missionary Relief Fund, put together by the Black Panther Party. That's why my glasses are still crooked. We'll go around the world feeding hungry children, and the white cop could finally understand and see how they do these things. And maybe by seeing those things, the white cop and white people may start making missionaries to go around the world and help and feed people. Please tell me, Commander. I ever tell you the time we were in a valley, a canyon, surrounded by Indians. Suddenly, we knew we had no way out. Stock idea. We made our horses eat 40 gallons of beans. I lit a fire. The horses passed gas and blew us out of the canyon away from the Indians. Isn't that great, my lord? Yes, it's great, Commander. Quite. That's what we need to do. We need to come together and just, do this. And we'll go to the NAACP and we'll have them attend the White Miss America pageant on WET. And by that time, hopefully, all the white cops could finally come together and stop killing everyone. Then maybe one day we might even have a black president. You have to let black people kill black people every once in a while too, man. I mean, for God's sakes, what's the world coming to? I want to say we shouldn't kill people. Doesn't matter what color it is. There was a little kid a while back, if you can remember, got killed in an apartment complex where they've been having robberies and stuff like that. Poor little baby boy that was walking around, his mom or grandmother, whoever called him, the poor little baby boy that was walking around at 2 o'clock in the morning with a hood on his head, and they finally got a security guard, and the white security guard killed him for no reason. Your poor little boy, your baby boy, my heart really goes out to you, and it really does. I'm not kidding, but let me tell you something. If you got a poor little baby boy, and you love him so much, my little baby boy would not be walking through a neighborhood like that at 2 o'clock in the morning. I would have a curfew on him, and if I would catch him walking around like that, his butt would be blistered, mama. So, your poor little baby boy, it's a shame, and I feel for you, but we have to learn from this, please. If you got a kid going to college, make sure you're on top of him. You don't want him going around stealing and robbing stores and then get shot for no reason, right? We got to tighten up. Tighten up. How about let's give $150 billion to Iran? How about that? That's what black presidents do. You know, maybe white presidents. Maybe they should start doing something like that. Are gays and non-gays the same? They want equal rights. If I was getting married in some church, doesn't matter which one it is, and I wanted someone to bake me a cake, and my favorite place is on the corner at Pink Lady's Cake Bake. That's just a bake. And they were gay. And I go in and say, hey guys, they recognize me. I get my pastries there all the time. Hey, can you guys make me a cake? Make me a nice cake. It doesn't have to be pink. Just what do you think it should be? We're getting together, we're having a marriage over at this church down there. Oh no, we're not going to bake a cake for that place. We don't like them. We don't like all that religious garb stuff they do. We're not going to bake them a cake.
Why does it have to be pink? What are you trying to say?
What would I do? I swear, for the love of frickin' God, dude, if you don't bake me a frickin' cake, I swear I'll come back and buy a cake over and over. You savages. I go, oh, that's it. I'm going to tell the police and we're going to shut you down. No, a normal person would do this. Really? Come on, man. Bake me a cake. For God's sakes. You're not going to bake me one. Oh, well. I'd go to another place to get them to bake me a cake, idiot. I don't give a shit who bakes my cake. And they're not going to hurt my feelings if you don't want to bake my cake. So that proves right there. There it is. Let's put 4 planets. 4 new planets up in the sky. First planet will be all Muslim. Second planet will be all Christians. And it won't be gays or anything. The third one will be all homosexual. And the fourth one would be anything the homosexuals and any other black, white, red community might want to put together and make it a better place. Let them put that one together and turn around and come back in about 50, 60 years. See which one's doing better. Maybe then we will figure out who's right or wrong or whatever. You know, it's just like Darwin. The reason he could figure all this stuff out is because of the DNA chain he had put together. And all the computers and stuff like that, the Unix systems he put together. You know, he had a lot of technology back then, which we don't have right now. So that's why he knew, and he drew all these pictures of what we looked like when we were going through the monkey chain, coming to what we are now. Darwin, what man? Yeah, it reminds me of Kilgore Trout. Don't let me have to get Bela Lugosi on you, man, because I will. I don't play like that. I'll turn on you, man. You don't have to read my mind to know what I have in mind. Baby, you ought to know. Please listen to me. I'm not saying anything about homosexuals, black, whites. The point I'm trying to make is that what we were founded on didn't have anything to do with any of those. We got away from the countries that we came from to this melting pot, which is no longer a melting pot. It's the United States of America. I'm a Christian. I'm not the greatest guy in the world, but I have homosexual friends. I have Muslim friends. If you're homosexual, I'm not trying to say that there's anything that God made you. Okay, it doesn't matter what you are. If you're homosexual, you're homosexual. But that still doesn't make it right. It's not. God didn't make it. It's not natural. You know, there's certain things that are made for men and women. If you have a planet of all homosexuals, God made you just like He made me, and He loves every one of us, no matter what religion we are. But you have to realize, just because you are something does not mean it's right. I was born a dope-head, if you want to believe it or not. It doesn't matter. Took my first pill, I felt normal. Finally, in my life, I felt like I could fit in. Did that make it right if I did it? No. That's what I had to do. Until I realized I couldn't live that way. There was nothing good in that. It's just not a natural thing. You're going to suffer on earth, my friend. I don't care if you're a Christian or not. You can believe in God or you don't have to. It doesn't matter. He gives you a choice. If you have any type of religion that will make you do something to other people in order for you to get a reward, say like, well, Muslim for instance, blow somebody up and hope that your God gives you 72 virgins? Come on, man, really? You think that's a real God would do something like that? Okay, yes, my child, if you blow them up, I might give you 72 virgins, dude. Oh. You're my boy. Come on, man, really? Stop. You gotta love all people. And if you say your religion is peaceful, yet you have different parts of your religion that are not, and you claim that they're not part of your religion even though they practice the same thing, that's not true. Put it like this. David Koresh was a Christian. He was a nut though, but he was a Christian. He was one of the extremists, and I am not ashamed to call him a Christian extremist because look what the Christians did to the Christian extremists. We didn't sit back and go, that's a weird peaceful religion, we can't do anything to them. No, my friend, we took them out. That's how you do it. If you claim to be a peaceful religion, you can't let people that claim to be a part of your religion take over. And I know you don't want some religions, they don't give a crap. They're almost happy that these things are happening, yet they say they're not. You know, it's just like racism. Can you imagine if Reverend Al Sharpton tomorrow would wake up and racism would be gone? The guy would hang himself. He really would. What would he do? He's a racist. If you want to talk, if you think that you'd be better off, a black person would be. Anybody that was brought to this country, black, white, red, purple, green, was a blessing from God. Didn't matter if your relatives were slaves or not, because let me tell you something, my friend. If you think you're living in a bad place, go back to where your relatives came from and see if you're going to be walking around with a nice gold and purple gown with a little round purple and gold hat on top of your head, and the government would be giving you money. This is a blessing.